I know for myself, I started out on podcasts or with the podcast. I started out doing audio only. So like maybe my first 15 or so episodes, they're all audio. But I've uploaded those to YouTube by doing something like this. In this video, we're going to use Canva to show you how to upload your MP3 podcast audio files to YouTube. All right, so as you can see, we're here on the Canva home screen. And for this project, we're going to actually create a interactive video for the MP3 file to upload to your YouTube page. And also there's an option, or I'm creating an alternative or an option to create a thumbnail for this same project. So first thing we want to do is there is a video that I want to choose for this project, and it's called the Green Neon Modern Podcast Video. So if you just type in Green Neon Modern Podcast, we'll just do a search for that. And actually, whoops, actually let me move me out of the way. It's actually right here. So I'm going to go ahead and select it. Of course, that gives you a bigger view of it. And then we're going to select to customize it. And so we'll just select customize, and that'll take us to the Canva project screen, which is right here. All right. So now what we're going to do is actually, of course, it gave us this video on the screen, but I'm going to actually get rid of this because I want to give an alternative to either you can upload either a video here, like if you have previous videos of your podcast, you can upload it here, or you can put a photo. I'm just going to put a photo in these for simplicity for this project. And so I'm going to actually add a frame element, and there it is right there. Actually, it's already selected. So I'm just going to add this frame here. It's going to be the same size, of course. And we'll get rid of that, and we'll leave it there. And so this is going to give me the option to upload my photo or my photos that I want to add to it. And so that's what this is going to allow me to do. So what you want to go ahead and have is you want to have maybe some photos that you want to use for this. Maybe you got an episode that this MP3 file is for. And so, why not use a reference to that for this? And so we're going to go ahead and upload our photos to this, which I've already done. And so, for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and show you that. All right, so here we are on the screen, and here's the photo that I'm going to add to this. And like I said, you may want to just reference to whatever this podcast episode is. We can change the text, of course, to our podcast name or your podcast name. You can change it to that. And so so I have my photo here, and I'm just going to move it there in that frame. Also, let's see, we're going to just kind of doctor this up just to make it look a little better. And so for our frame, we don't have anything around it. So I'm just going to just add a border around it. We use 6. I think 6 is fine. Let's see, we'll say 24-hour watts podcast. We'll change this, of course, to my name. And of course, you want to change this to your podcast, your name, whatever it is. All right. Actually, this is going to be, because this is going to be episode 3, because I have a MP3 file that I'm going to use for this. Okay. And so, yeah, like I said, you just want to reference this to, your podcast, whatever it is. That way the people will know, when they get ready to listen to this on YouTube, they'll know actually what they're listening to, and your graphics or your photos will reference to that. Okay. And so, you can do that. And so that's what I've done here. So you can see that, right? So it shows episode 3, 24-hour box podcast, starting to look pretty good here. And again, for this, you can change this to be whatever color you want, of course, to fit your colors or your branding for your platform. So, Canva gives you that ability, of course. And so this is what we have so far. Okay. And also too, I'm going to show you another thing that we can do with this. So let's say for the episode that you're uploading, or the audio you're uploading, maybe you had a guest, right? Maybe you had a guest that you were interviewing. And so we can do that too. So what we'll do, and I've already done that, I already have a separate screen for that. But what we'll do is we'll duplicate this guy. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this. We'll make this smaller. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a moment. But let's see, we're going to duplicate this. All right. Actually, let's just delete that. We'll duplicate that way. Same size. There we go. Will work more efficient. And so here we have it. So we have where we can add a guest, right? Maybe, like I said, maybe it was an episode that you were interviewing a guest. And I actually have a photo that I'm going to share with you here. I have it here on another picture frame right here. Okay. And so I have here, I'm going to put me, and this is actually had an opportunity to interview her. This is Faith Lee, and had a chance to interview her. I want to say it was back in 2023. So I wanted to show you this because let's say again, you have this episode you're doing, you have a guest, right? And so you can create double. I created this, like I said, I created double this, and let's see, we'll just change this just to show her name, Faith Lee, right? And we'll change this to Brian Hill. Also, I'm going to add to this. I have a few more things I'm going to add to this. The elements. Let's just move me over here. We're going to go to elements, and let's see. I want to do a subscribe button. Where is it? Actually, this guy here. So we're going to put this here, and there's also the little finger endpoint. Actually, I have it here on the screen. Let's grab this guy. But this is in elements as well. If you search for like finger point, you can find that. And in Canva, we're gonna put this here. And this is gonna be a part of our video as well. Okay, just to this is kind of like a call to action that we're adding to our video. And so I'm gonna change that hand so we can see it a lot better. I don't think that yellow blends well with that, so we'll change that to white. Also, just to fit along with the color scheme that we have here, I'm going to change this to black. Actually, no, let's change. We're going to change that to gray. This one's going to be black. All right, you see how this is coming together. But so right now, I'm pretty much satisfied, right, with this. We got a call to action here. We got our guest here. Let's change this just so that it fits, yeah, our color scheme. And so we got both our guests here. Let me show you something else you can add to this. Audio in Canva. We're gonna do an audio wave so that when people watch this on YouTube, it kind of looks like the audio that's being played goes along with what we're doing here, right? So I'm gonna add this audio wave. We'll put this like down. Let's put it here. Okay, actually we'll make it a little smaller. We'll put that there. And so that is, let's move this over here. Go back here. All right, and that's pretty much it. And this is for, like I said, if you got a guest or something. Of course, if you don't have a guest, you can just go with the solo frame and just put yourself there for your podcast. Of course, maybe you want to put the title of the podcast. You can also, add that to it as well here. But I just wanted to show you what you can do in Canva with this. Now, the last thing we want to do is we want to add our audio file. And of course, on Canva, if you haven't done so already, of course, you can upload your audio file just by going here, hit the upload button, and you find your file on your, in your folder, wherever it's located, and you upload it to Canva, and that's going to go here. And this is actually the one that I'm going to upload. Now, here's something that's really important for this. Okay. You want your video to be the same size as your audio file. because when you're of course watching on YouTube, you know, you want it to be the same length as the audio, because remember, we are adding our audio to this video, which is gonna convert it to an MP4 file, which is gonna be a video file, but they'll be able to see this frame as they're watching it, right? And there's a little call to action there as they're watching it, of course, but they'll also be able to hear, you know, the MP3 file. Okay, and of course this is, you know, this is good if you got maybe some old MP3 files that you use. I know for myself, I started out on podcasts, or with the podcast, I started out doing audio only. So I like maybe my first 15 or so episodes, they're all audio, but I've uploaded those to YouTube by doing something like this. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to add our audio. Actually, before we add our audio, we want to go ahead and capture this as a JPEG file. Okay, we want to capture this as a JPEG file because this is going to be our thumbnail. So of course, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead, let me move me out of the way. We'll go ahead and download this in Canva. Not selecting MP4 just yet. We're going to select JPEG. All right, and you want to make sure you select the frame, and this is frame 4, I believe. And I like that Canva added new feature where it automatically has that current page selected, because a lot of times you may miss where you're at if you have like multiple. Like right now I only have 3 frames or 4 frames here in this project, right? I like that Canva's added this new feature where you can go ahead and select the current frame that you're working on. So we'll select that and we'll hit done, and then we'll just download that, and we'll download that JPEG. So you want to save that JPEG in your folder, of course, but that's what's going to be for your thumbnail. Okay, so we're going to use that as our thumbnail. Now what I would probably do, I would probably get rid of this for my thumbnail because I don't want that on my thumbnail, but I mean, you can leave it on there, but we'll save that file. Okay, and that's what's going to be for our thumbnail for YouTube. So I'm just going to go ahead and select download. It's going to do its thing, download that file, right? Okay, and now after we do that, now we're going to create our MP4 file where we are going to create our video for this. Okay, so now I'm going to add my audio that I've already uploaded. I'm going to add that to the timeline here in Canva. Okay, and so we're going to move this over. Actually, I'm going to stretch this here. Now remember, I said that you want your video to be as long as your audio. Okay, so we're going to just stretch this out. Now what we need to do is we need to cover, because this audio, as you can see, it's 24 minutes long. So right now I only have 50 seconds. So what you want to do is you want to select this button here. This alternates or switches in between where you can do either zoom the page, or you can zoom the project, zoom the project, or select the thumbnails, which are these guys. Okay, and so this is, to my knowledge, this is the only way you can do this, right? So you want to just zoom this all the way down, and as you can see now, versus it going by seconds, it's giving us a lot more framework to work with. Okay, and so what we want to do is we just want to stretch this all the way out. Now what we're going to do, because as you can see, Canva kind of limits what you can see here, so all we're going to do now, we're just going to duplicate this. Okay, and you can right click, or you can select these 3 dots. Let me move me out of the way, and we're just going to select duplicate page. Like right now it's only covering 5 minutes and so, or 5 minutes or so, so I'm going to select duplicate page. All right, remember I got 24 minutes to cover, so let's just go ahead and duplicate this. Remember, it's only showing the same thing, so we're good, right? So let's just right click, duplicate. And there's multiple ways to do this. Actually, I could have went here on the grid view and duplicated it as well. I could go there and do it, but I'm just doing it here just so you can see it down here in the framework. Okay, so we got 16 minutes. We're going to select our 3 dots again, duplicate. We're almost at the end. Let's see, we're at 21 minutes, because when we download this whole thing, it's going to create one video of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and duplicate one last time, and see our audio stops here at 24 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to back this up. Okay, so there we go. So now we have it, right? We got all our frames. Select all of our frames to create a complete video. Okay, Let's see. So we're gonna select 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so we'll go here, share, we're gonna download, and now we're gonna change this to MP4. And let's remember our framework, right? So we're starting with 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so that's what we are. Actually, I think it was 3. Yeah, 3 to 8. And we're gonna download that. Okay, and then you'll save that, of course, and that's pretty much it. And now all we have to do is take our thumbnail and our video and upload those to YouTube, and you're pretty much set. So let's go ahead and hit done on that. Download. We'll let that do its thing. And so now all we have to do is take our saved files, our JPEG thumbnail and our MP4 video file, and upload those to YouTube. And you're all set.
24-Hour Boss Podcast, Episode 3. Today we'll talk about why you should consider a side hustle.
So that's pretty much it for this project. I hope this was helpful for you. If you liked this video, or if it was helpful for you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you watching. And hey, we'll see you guys in the next video.